Welcome students, welcome to this industrial fluid power session. This unit we are going to see about the components of pneumatic systems. Last class we see about the pneumatic compressors, and this session we are going to see about air receiver or air tank and water trap. Air receiver or air tank. The next component of any pneumatic circuit after compressor is air receiver. Generally, compressor and air tank is an essential pair in any pneumatic circuit. The main functions of air receiver are: it provides reserve storage of compressed air, it smoothens out the pulsation in fluid, it smoothens out the pulsation in fluid flow from reciprocating machine, it helps to cool the warm compressed air, it helps to condense the moisture in air. Let's see the schematic diagram, construction details of air receiver. So air receivers are either horizontal or vertical. So this is the horizontal form and this is the vertical form of air receiver. Big capacity receivers are generally vertical. Due to high storage capacity, they can accommodate compressed air from 2 to 3 compressors. This means that there is common air storage tank between 2 to 3 compressors. Air receiver is a pressure vessel and is made up of minimum 5 mm thick MS plate. The thickness of the plate increases with increase in storage capacity. This is the schematic diagram. Here the cylinder is closed by dish ends from both the sides. So these two are the dish end. It is covered closed in both the ends of the cylinder. There are two pipe connection of air tank. One is inlet pipe and other is of course outlet pipe. So this is the inlet pipe and this is the outlet pipe. The compressed air is stored in receiver. When tank is full, the air pressure is shown on the pressure gauge. This is required pressure. Then compressor must stop. After use of air stored in tank, the pressure starts dropping. When it drops to certain value, then compressor must start automatically. This control of compressor can be done by using pressure switch. So this is the pressure gauge. Its name is Borden's pressure gauge. Shows the pressure of air inside the tank. And this is the safety valve is operative when pressure in tank rises the danger level due to some fault. And this is the water drain tap. When air coming from compressor is generally warm and the large surface area of air receiver dissipates the heat and air gets cooled. So this is when compressed air is entered into this cylinder, this large surface area of air receiver dissipates the heat and automatically the air gets cooled, so that the moisture present in air also condenses. So once this condenses, this condensed moisture in the form of water can be removed from drain water trap. So this is also a practical and industrial uh, actual image of the air receiver or air tank. This is the symbol of air receiver or air tank. It means this shows the symbol of compressor and this is the actual symbol of air receiver. Now let's see about the moisture separators and air dryers. What will happen if we do not remove the moisture from air? So what will happen if we do not remove moisture from the air? As we know, the amount of moisture present in air depends on the nearness of region to seashore. If our place or region is near to the seashore, and it is also related to compression ratio. Moisture contains increases at lower pressure and high temperature. So if we do not remove the moisture from air, then water particles will carry along with compressed air. Then the air enters into pneumatic equipments like air motors, air cylinders. There, these particles will create corrosion, which will hamper the smooth running of actuators or equipments, and will also reduce the life of actuators or equipments. Hence, we must remove the moisture and make the air dry. So, this is the actual image of the air dryer. Air that is sucked by compressor is atmospheric air, and we all know that it contains water particles called moisture. So, amount of moisture in a given volume of air is termed as humidity. So, it is expressed in percentage. Some hygroscopic chemical dryers or desiccants are solid, but when they absorb moisture, they become liquid. These types of dryers are known as deliquescent dryers. Compressed air may be passed through chemical dryers. These are hygroscopic chemicals. Hygroscopic chemicals are having a special property of absorbing moisture from the air. Like table salt, it is a hygroscopic chemical. So during rainy season, this humidity increases. Naturally, the humidity increases in atmosphere, and if salt is kept open to atmosphere, it absorbs moisture and becomes wet. So the compressed air is passed over these type of dryers. They absorb moisture present in air, and the air become dries. These are salt based and urea based dryers. So this is a layout of how this desiccant dryers looks. When the air is passed in the bottom, this layer is called salt. This salt absorbs the moisture, and only the dry air comes in the top, and the absorbed moisture becomes liquid and it is collected in the bottom layer. But some hygroscopic chemical dryers are solid, but even after absorbing moisture they remain solid and in same shape. An interesting point to note that these dryers are usable, reusable. The absorbed water can be removed and can be used again and again. These dryers are known as adsorbent dryers. For example, activated alumina and silica gel are adsorbent dryers. So this is the schematic diagram for the adsorbent dryers. Here it is drying. It means here it is observing the moisture, and the dried air is going after leaving the filter. It goes to the uh, consumer. And if you remove the water from the adsorbent, we can reuse this adsorbent again and again. This is how this activated alumina and silica gel looks like. You can find it in any electronic applications or any products which are disturbed by moisture. In those products they are using these absorbent dryers. Another but very rarely used way is to heat the compressed air. So due to heating of compressed air, the moisture evaporates. When we are operating a pneumatic circuit in dry regions, then we will have to take less efforts to remove the moisture from air. But if the region is near seashore, then we will have to take extra efforts to remove the moisture because of the water constraints are more in that air. Some of the ways of reducing moisture. There are following ways of reducing moisture, that is drying of air. So compressed air is passed over chilled pipes. So the chilling effect is achieved by using refrigeration circuits. When temperature of compressed air is reduced to its dew point temperature, the moisture will condense. And the another way is to heat the air. But hot compressed air will heat the pneumatic equipments and circuits and will reduce the life. So the moisture can also be reduced by installing water traps at the end of each pipeline or where the branching of pipe is taking place. So this is the layout of water trap. You can find this type of water trap under this air tank or air receiver. Let's see its construction. It consists of water trap drum. So this is the water trap drum to which inlet and outlet air pipes are attached. So this water trap drum is attached with inlet pipe and the outlet pipe. There is a water tap and on off valve to remove the collected water in drum. So this is the water tap and having a on off valve to remove the collected water in drum. How it's working? The compressed air containing moisture enters into the drum. To go out of drum, the air has to change its direction in 90 degree During this abrupt change in direction, the heavy moisture particle drops at bottom due to inertia and the water is collected at bottom. This water needs to be removed after regular intervals. So when water in the inlet compressed air, when the compressed air enters into this water trap drum, it has to change its direction suddenly by 90 degree so that it can goes to the outlet tank. Due to that, the heavy moisture particles, it will drop down and it is collected in the bottom of the water trap, and in a regular intervals we have to remove this water. So this is how this water trap look like. Thank you students, thank you for watching this. We'll see in the next class.